This program is brought to you by the Government Communication and Information System.
You may have spotted them in your neighborhood, normal citizens who are doing what many consider the Lord's work, targeting crime and making our communities safer. I'm talking about members of various crime prevention forums in our communities. Hello and welcome to Citizens Connect. My name is Busisiwe Gumede-Chizhanje, and the main questions that we're asking today is, are these people well equipped to handle volatile situations in our communities while on the job? And most importantly, are they breaking the law to enforce the law? Well, we took to the streets to find out for ourselves.
Ke joinile patrola because of botlokotsebe bo lenteng boneng bo le teng e bile ka re ona. Ke joinile patrola ka 2010.
Okay, ke joined this structure because of mo re dulang wena Ivory Park. Gona le lot of crime e le gore ya diragala day and night. So especially mo ke dulang wena, it's not safe. But then I told myself, gore re nka ba part of the patrollers tsa rena mo stationing se still and then basically I think that information that I have will change my community.
The reason we joined is just because of a crime of Ivory Park is too high, and we can't walk around freely as we want to walk. And then even abantwana bethu abasakwazi ukuya emsebenzini, abazali bethu abasakwazi ukuya emsebenzini, abasakwazi ukushayisa late babuye endlini. Umuntu makahamba emsebenzini, let's say ungena ngo4 emsebenzini, makaphuma u2 emsebenzini, attackwa, uthathelwa amafoni, uyabulawa. There's a lot of guns around Ivory Park that we cannot avoid, but we can prevent it. So by me joining CPF and patrollers, I ngile ngathi ngizoba iparty yokuthi ngilwisane necrime ekhona. Force multiply gulo kanje ku-SAPS.
Yo, okay, only the true crimes, as they say, as the station. The true crimes, again, crimes tana le the carjacking, the murder, and other ones. So you find out when I to the and then we find out that person, we know him. But then there's nothing happening about that because of Batsubachaba reporter those people to the station.
Criminal community was because every day na le hijacking, le nngwe re bolela so na le hijacking e tsang karolo somehow mo secting ya rena. So ke bone le tšhomi tsa ka di-PS tsa ka ba kgotseng le bona. Ba bang ke ditsotsi ba mba ditoronkong ba mba etsang. So I had to choose a better life.
We are guided by the Community Policing Forum, and those are our principles. Anything as personal for my teams, they approach Abonapid and give the proposal to them.
No, we don't get paid. As I've said, it's a voluntary structure.
No, I don't get paid for that. Actually, is there something that it's coming from my heart?
More can volunteer. The only time to cry is team paid. Like no festive season, or Katari mall and stuff. That's the only time we can steam pay. If you know the program, in Karol. But besides that, on annex, it's just volunteer.
I would love at least to see maybe that stipend increased. But we are still running under the program of expanded public works. And you know the criteria of expanded public works is having the limited stipend. But our principals are busy fixing whatever that they can fix. Maybe not, the stipend can be increased.
Ratra shakan samule mo. But then nalchong passionate thing, I never give up feel. There's a no hotel from Hofitiling.
But we are saying, Rona, we are there and we want to assist community to eliminate whatever crime is there. even the drugs or whatever. My message is to say, community, help us. We are people, somewhere, somehow we do mistakes, but show us the mistake that we are doing and rectify us.
Message to my community like, okay, firstly, they rata too much, because of what they are doing. How I tell you, office in Charnabar, problems. Baba Barfadi tips. They're doing a good job. So, even though Baba Mopilo, like Ba Putulure, but office in Yarina, like we are open 24 hours. Even if banal problems beside those ones, like the social problems, we give them our numbers, they can call at any time.
While talking crime prevention forums in our communities, are they above the law? Are they getting paid? And who is responsible for their oversight? That and more when we return. Crime prevention forums in our communities. Today, really questioning whether or not their role and their formation has led to a decrease of crime in our communities, but also why their efforts have been met with so much of resistance on the ground.
Major General Thokozani Mathonsi, I'm head of social crime prevention based at SAPS head office in Pretoria. I'm responsible for promoting partnership with different stakeholders for the police. Well, the CPF were established in terms of the Police Act. The main purpose of the CPF is basically to promote relationship between the police and the community at a local level. Hence, they are referred to as a forum, meaning that at each and every station precinct, their job is to make sure that they engage the community, they identify all the security challenges at a local level, and then discuss with the police and come up with a localized plan to deal with crime at a local level.
So, at the time when you joined, what were the main challenges? So, of course, you've highlighted the crime was high, but go community, what were the problems that you were facing?
We did housebreaking, and but why I'm saying we could prevent or rabatus, and that's really right at the police station. We were told or let us fall under the SAPS Act, under the Constitution, under 68 of 1995 Act, which you're an air guider. So, meaning the community policing forum is under umbrella ya SAPS, which we are partnership with SAPS. So, meaning I can say we are force multiplied to SAPS. Wherever that Robert to Saga crime, we are asking them the metrics. We've got something that we call metrics. You want to write down the metrics and we follow on.
More province in Yarona, Diepkloof is one of the townships that are the hotspots for crime. If you look at the murder rates, they're quite high. Rates related to, or the stats that are related to rapes as well are quite high. I wonder for Wena as Musadi, that is part of CPF, what are the challenges that you deal with on a daily basis?
The challenge tse re dilang ka tsona ke gore a go sa le free gore na basadi re tsame bosigo. A go sa le save gore ha o batla go o ikele like playing a go bo parking or yang ha wa tshwanela gore o tsame fela o le mong tshwanetse le tsame as a group because of gona no se go le taba ya gore ha o tsama le basadi fela ba le tshwara po ba le rape, and then that's why we end up ile rona under CPF go ba le di patrollers gore di patrollers ha dil teng le wena ha le mosadi o gone gore o ikutle o le safe gore you can do whatever we batlang go dira o gone tsama mo batlang go tsama teng. So that's why na ke le mosadi gore gona no ke a gone go ke be free mo tseleng ke itse gore mapatrolla a teng re gone go re thuse setšhaba sa rona.
Well, I think it's as you can appreciate that we have about 1,160 police stations across the country. In some areas, it works very, very well. But I must indicate that there are certain areas where there are challenges in terms of realizing the objective of the Act to build that relationship. But in all stations, there are CPF structures that are established. But in terms of the levels of functionality and effectiveness, there is still certain areas where that relationship is not there as envisaged by the Act.
How important it is to involve foot soldiers like these who haven't necessarily gone through the mainstream training and channels of the SAPS, so the traditional trainings of the SAPS.
Yeah, no, thanks very much. Umsebenzi wamaphoyisa ukuvikela umphakathi, as you know, ngokwe constitution, kodwa iqiniso ukuthi amaphoyisa wakwazi ukuthi akhave every single corner emphakathini. In fact, siya encourage ukuthi wonke umuntu omphakathi abe yiso eyes and ears yamaphoyisa la ikhona. So umsebenzi we-CPF nama-patrollers namanye ama-structures siya encourage kakhulu because uyasinceda ukuthi sikwazi ukuthi sifinyelele lapho bengeke sikwazi ukufika khona thina njengesingamaphoyisa.
Sisinewo, yini into egqugquzele ukuthi ungene kule nto le yama-CPF?
Nna ke simolotse ko under CPF ka 2013. Ke le volunteer. Gore ke simolole, it was because of youth ya rona. The way ne re kena mo ba kena mo di-drugsing, bojwala, ba sena sepe go se ba se dirang mo strateng. So go kena ga ka ko CPF ne ke gore kene gore re thuse setšhaba le rona le youth gore re bonagale ka montle gore youth teng ha ya nna fela.
Was there ever a time where you faced danger on the job, and can you take us back to a day or even a night where your life was in danger in the line of duty?
Nilika 2017 ke le ko mmerekong re etsa stop and search, re tsamaisana le maponesa, and then there was a guy on Ikimiti. So ha re tsamaya a ke re tsamaya ka group ya basadi le banna gore if ever o thola gola mo grouping e gona le mosadi re tlo kgona re mo search, and then go searcha mosadi o kante monna teng ha rate. So azang e diragale immediately on the day of the duty, but ha se ke le ko tlong ke le ko lapeng ba ntshala morago bashimane bao ha ke tswa mmerekong ke ya gae until tsatsi leo ge ba nkhomba ka sethunya, and then ke le ka reporter, then it was dealt with. But then batla bashimane ba teng ba kopa tshwarele fela ba ne ba ntshusetsa fela ne ba sa imini ntho ne ba dira konna. So that was the only time ka 2017.
I'm sorry that you had to go through that.
I usually told people that some of us will have signed the warrant of death because of in this thing of assisting community. And as we're asking us now the threats, some of us have been in all threats. I remember I was pointed by firearms by 17 guys, but I managed to succeed. So we need to stop this thing. So in total, there's no fear that nowadays we are fear of. About the community, we want to sustain crime.
Sure, but Matonsim, there's been mounting criticism about whether or not members of CPF are given enough resources and protection from the service. You know, both of them have talked about how criminals or suspects, as he's referring to them, have been able to gain access to them directly in their homes. And I wonder how the SAPS is able to protect abantu abafana nabo.
Yeah, well, for each and every situation, even whether you're a police officer or not, you still have to do a risk assessment with how dangerous the situation is. Because even for amaphoyisa, now there are circumstances where it's so dangerous that you cannot go alone. You have to get backup or get assistance and so on. So what we encourage...
Abana backup sometimes, as we have heard from
yes.
Pete.
Yeah, so Hence, I'm saying that it's important to go a risk assessment. As Baba was saying, Guti, sometimes they have to call the police to come in and assist. In some cases, they patrol with the police. So that risk assessment is very, very important. They must make sure that firstly they are known to the community, but also make sure that they engage the community, because trust is everything when they are going to deal with the issues of crime. But also is to make sure that they encourage more citizens at a local level to support and participate in the programs that they are running. I think that would be important to make sure that everyone plays the part, because the patrollers in particular, we use them as eyes and ears for the police, meaning that they are able to see where the problems are, they are able to indicate where the issues, where are the risk areas, where is likely to have a drug load, etc., etc. So if every member of the community at a local level can be able to play that part in terms of pointing where the problems are, I think that would help us in terms of reducing and fighting crime better.
Welcome back. You're still watching Citizens Connect, and today we are reflecting on the controversial and many might say the much needed role of crime prevention forums in our communities. Don't forget to also get the conversation rolling on social media. Our social media platforms are on the bottom of your screen. Osneo, this is such a thankless job. I wonder, are you even getting paid for what you do?
We do get something that can assist us, but I cannot say how much, but yeah, we do get something just for thanking us for doing a good job that we're doing towards the communities.
That
for the hard job that you're doing to the community.
I cannot say like general, but at least we need something that will put room to the members, you know. Look, to be fair and honest, it's 2.5, the stipend that people are getting. Hence, I'm saying it makes different to others.
But matwense matabaning bangasho ukuthi mhlambe leyo 2,500 rands is not enough for umsebenzi omuhle abawuyenzayo in our communities. Wena ubona kanjani?
The way government works is that for everything to happen, there must be a legal framework somewhere. There must be a law that says certain things need to happen.
But there should be a political will for that to happen. So, for example, many would say that Premier Panyaza Lesufi was able to, for example, make a budget available for Amapanyaza without the legislation first to enable that. So more than R1 billion was put in place for that kind of forum to be established, whereas there's an already existing forum of people who need to be paid quite handsomely for the work that they're doing. And so, mhlambe a political will, not necessarily a structure that needs to be set up.
Well, I think the will is there. As I indicated, this year, as a department, we allocated 70 million to support the work that they are doing. The only challenge in that money is that it doesn't cover the compensation. In other words, e-payment for patroller is not covered. It's in terms of assisting with the equipment and other things that they need to do the work. But obviously,
so why is that not prioritized?
I think it's prioritized, but at this stage, as I said, you cannot make payment unless there must be a legal provision that covers you to do that. That's how government works. The issue of patrollers being supported and compensated, I think there is no doubt that they need to be compensated. There is no doubt that the work that they are doing is very, very dangerous. They need that support. So I think the will is there, as demonstrated through the allocation for this year. And I think we actually should do more, because I do feel that when we engage the community, that there are a lot of issues that indicate that the understanding in terms of what is the role of CPF or even the role of the police is still not there. So I think these platforms are very important to educate the community, but also it gives the ordinary members of the community a platform to share their concerns and challenges as well for us from government as well to be able to know where to respond and where to focus on.
What would you say to somebody who's watching this and basically saying that, you know, it's vigilantism playing out in their communities instead of a policing forum that is helping them out?
Well, I wouldn't call them a vigilante. No, I wouldn't call them. But I think the important thing ukuthi umphakathi uma ngabe befila ukuthi maybe bayahlukumezeka in one way or another, ukuthi ba report a police station ngoba police station will still be there. Aba report mangabe befila ukuthi abaphathekile kahle, and I'm sure ukuthi bazoba nama name tag like all of us we are able to see ukuthi ubani umuntu obekade eksiza or ekuhlukumeza, so aba report kwi local police station so that those cases akwazi ukuthi investigate kuthola ukuthi ubani lo obehlukumeza umphakathi.
Siswam, mawucabanga wena ama solutions mhlawumbe apart from the money, because we're now that has to be increased. So
no, ke rata gore people ba ska abatlogelo gore nyatsa abatlogelo nyatsa ma patrol ka gore batho ba bangwe ba na le bona ma patrol le dilo fela, but ka o sane motho a tlhagela ke ntho ke gona bona gore batho ba tlhole ke ba bona ba etsa 1 2 3 4 ke bona ba ka nthusang. So a re neng ka mount re thusaneng gore re khone lo ntsha bokebe ka bo etsa galang mo community ya rona.
Wena o nyatswa jwang in your community, yini into eyenza ukuthi ukhiphe lelo gama lelo ukuthi mhlambe ama community members anibhekela phansi?
Batho ba bua, and how fita re rapere uniform a ka tlo go jwetsa ba, and ba re nka tla re dikebekwa, and as actually general gore before you get in tantse o screeniwe. So ke ntho ba sa itse ba bang gore ka screeniwa ore ka go motho o letsa something khale ka go se ba mone a le part of us ba samba ba ipotsa ga re tla jona jwang CPF re bona se mamang I like because of past ya gae, and motho ka se mo tshwarele mo ntsheng le etsa khale, so e ba lenyatso le gore a ba tlo bona motho a tswela pele ka bophelo ba hae, because a person can change. O ka se tshware motho ka ntho ya entseng 30 years back, no. So ke yona lebaka le gore ba tsama bana lo nyatsa di patrollers because of mosebetsi re o etsang.
No, just to thank for creating this platform, and I'm hoping that the more members of the community will come forward and be able to play more role in terms of crime prevention at a local level. Thank you very much.
Awusisinewa waziwayivala kahle conversation yethu namhlanje. Thank you so much everybody for being with us, and of course to you guys for doing the incredible work that you do on the ground. We don't take it for granted, and as they have said, you know, it will take the combined effort of everybody in our communities to make sure that we are living in a better place, in a safer environment, and of course that is the word that we are leaving with you today. So you've been watching Citizens Connect, and of course I'm hoping that you'll join us next time as we continue to discuss issues that are pertinent to you, your community and your world.